Hello, fellow detectives. Welcome to Unlocked, the official podcast for all things Nancy Drew by Her Interactive. I'm your host, Tammy Tuckey, and this week we welcome voiceover artist Jennifer Pratt to the show. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, thank you.
Well, we've been speaking online for quite some time, just in messages, so it's kind of great to finally be talking to you, but it's very surreal because a lot of us all know that you are the voice of Bess currently. So, yeah. You know, it's a little bit, I guess, deja vu.
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like you're out of context. It's like seeing somebody at the grocery store that you only see at work. You're kind of like, wait a minute. What? Oh, this is weird. Hi, contextless person.
I think a lot of people who have played the games don't really know a lot about you, as opposed to knowing a lot about Bess. So can you kind of introduce us to how you got into the entertainment industry or in the voiceover industry in particular?
Okay, well, there are two things there. So the first one, I have been an actor and performer since I was 9. So I started really early, and so I was an actor and performer, mostly focusing on original and new work later in my life, after college. And then Shannon Kipp, actually, who also does a voice with Her Interactive, like sent out something saying, you know, you should contact these folks. I did an audition. It was terrible. I didn't get a job. And 6 months later, I got a call from Anne, whose last name I don't remember. And I was a voice match for the former Bess. And so they called me back in and had me do another audition. And then I got the job of being Bess. And my first game was the Curse of the Crystal Skull, which was really intense because that was the longest. And it was very Bess-centric. So it was kind of baptism by fire. I hadn't done a lot of voice work before that, mostly just theater and, you know, a few like kind of video podcast film things. Generally speaking, it's you go one day to do the main bulk of your recording, and then you come back to do pickups. Like if there's something that just isn't working, or they've written a different script, or they changed the game a little bit, so there's a new piece that needs to be recorded, you'll come back and do that. So, but yeah, it really is like just, you know, 1 or 2 days, generally speaking. And they don't reuse, they really don't reuse those, yeps, hi Nancy's, whatever. It's every single time. So
just to keep it fresh.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, and I think Nick, who was Nick, I can never pronounce his name right, Blanca, he and I really like enjoyed the Bess character, and he was really the one who brought her into sort of physical being. She was more present because he's hilarious and I'm hilarious, and we had a great time, and it was fantastic. And so yeah, I played all the games, and because one of the other things I get is the game. And actually, one time I hadn't received my game, and I called Nick. I'm like, "Where's my game?" And he's like, "They didn't send you your game?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Nick, I need my game." So he sent like this pack of like 3 games with like a special edition. Yeah.
So do you get to see everybody else, you know, the rest of the cast, you know, come through during voiceover sessions? I know you probably don't get to do the sessions with them, but do you see them in occasional passing?
Very rarely. There was only one time where I got to do a voiceover with George, the lady who was playing George, who's the woman that's before Leilani, and I can't remember her name. It was really fun to be able to do it once with someone else.
Because I always think about the fact that Bess is, she's socially awkward, and I feel like all of us who play the games, we all have that social awkwardness inside of us as well. So we really do also connect to Bess very strongly.
It's really great to, like, because it is, like, actually part of my personality too. Sometimes my mouth gets ahead of my brain. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just saying stuff right now. That didn't make any sense. Hi. Oh, well, too bad. Why am I still talking? Words are still coming out of my mouth. I'm not sure why. How are you? You know, that's definitely something that, happens to me. My brain gets ahead of my mouth gets ahead of my brain.
Now, overall, you said you play the games. So have you played all the games from the very, very beginning, before you got to voice Bess, just to get like a sense of, where Nancy's journey has taken her, all the places she's gone?
No, I think the first game I played was The Wolf of Icicle Creek. The Castle Malloy one was also just fantastic. I loved that game too. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know. It just tickled me. I liked it. And I felt like I had more of an intuitive connection to the puzzles. Some of the times the puzzles are to me, it's like, okay, I'm really reaching, which is great, because when I really got stuck, I got to go onto the message boards and see all 12-year-olds who had like finished the game in like 3 hours and knew everything. I'm like, these are the most brilliant young women in the world. This game, because that's another thing I think that I really enjoyed about the games was going to the message boards, like when I got stuck, and just witnessing, these young women who are just obviously so incredibly smart and who are really into gaming, which I am, but that was fairly rare when I first started gaming.
Well, actually, a quick question. Do they actually give you the full script to the game so you know who the bad guy is going to be, or do they also keep you out of the loop in that aspect?
No, you get what they call sides. You just get what you say. And so they will contextualize it like, okay, so right now you're on a beach and you're waving for an airplane, or, and now you're at a party and you're looking for this, but no, you don't get the full script. And, you can ask if you're interested, but I'm usually like, just send me the game.
Well, I thought we'd do a little bit of some, I guess, unlocked theater. Basically, I have a couple questions for Bess. So, first off, welcome, Bess, because, I am a huge fan of you. You're just a lot of fun, and I think we connect on emotional levels, especially when we're thrown into these crazy situations, just like we are with Nancy.
It's like nuts. It's just like Nancy, it's like she can't even just like have a good time. Like she's always got to be like, she'll find it. Like if you just send her somewhere, like she'll find it. She'll find the one thing that makes it so that, oh my gosh. So no, I totally get it.
Ned usually says he usually finds the mystery of the missing keys in his house, while Nancy, as you said, finds anything else. So what mysteries do you usually solve?
The mystery of why Frank is boring? I don't know. Let me think. Usually I'm just really good at, like, sort of talking through things with people. Like, people, I don't know, they seem to respond to me, and I think that's nice. But honestly, I really kind of don't solve things very well most of the time. I sort of get stuck in things. I think I'm doing it right, but I know that there's like a little thing that's not quite right, and then I don't know, it just sort of spins off into me basically needing to go somewhere and eat ice cream mostly.
Well, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Because we sometimes get to see you by the ice cream shop in River Heights.
Yes. Well, duh. Mint chocolate chip. Okay, so no, there's also like if you get there's this kind of like it's like orange and okay. So here's what you ask for. You ask for like the orange dreamsicle ice cream and then the chocolate and then have them do that for the milkshake and then you have them put sprinkles all over it. And then the next thing that you do is after you have that, then you get a pistachio one, like a small one, and then you sort of pour them together in a bowl and you mix it up and you make ice cream soup with it. So that's like the best thing ever.
River Heights is such an interesting place to kind of, tour around and drive around. What is your favorite spot besides the ice cream parlor?
I'm gonna be here for like 5 minutes just going, I don't know that place. No, I don't know. We could do this for a long time. I don't know.
Who was your first movie star crush?
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. Have you ever seen the movie Goonies?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sean Astin. I know that, like, people are like, what? And I'm like, he was kind of squeezy. Like, I just wanted to hug him all the time. Like, squeezy.
And finally, who is your current movie star crush?
Oh, goodness. Okay, it's totally obvious. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's kind of, like, tiny. He seems, like, kind of tiny. Like he can just kind of move all over the place all the time and like really fast. And it's just like, you just kind of want to catch it.
Oh, you know what? I had one more question for you and I went blank on it. My other question was, Nancy gets to travel all the time and most of the time you're just on the phone with her. But if you could be Nancy for a day, not really necessarily need to solve a mystery, but go anywhere, where would you like to visit?
The Galapagos Islands. Because there's absolutely no way that any turtles are going to kill other turtles or, like, anything like that. If I could just go there like Nancy and I'd be like Nancy, then, like, nothing would happen. I'd just be on the Galapagos with, like, nothing weird happening except for, like, the weird critters that are there. Like the weird animals. Because, oh, my gosh. Like, if I were to do, like... If I were to, like, be Nancy and, like, travel somewhere, I mean, it would just be, like, I would just fall apart. So, or not necessarily fall apart, but just be totally freaked out because I would know, like, there's going to be a ghost here and it's, like, or there's going to be, like, somebody's going to die or something's going to get stolen. Or, so, but, like, there, it's just, like, there's nothing except for, like, the animals and, like, rocks near something. Oh my gosh. So
is that Sunny?
No. Yes. Okay, fine. That's him. Bye. Yeah. You can leave a message. It's fine. I'll not listen to it and call him back anyway.
Well, it was so nice to meet you, Bess, and to finally get to really talk with you because I love you in the games, and hopefully we will see you later on. I hopefully in another game sometime in the near future. It would be cool to maybe see you hang out with Nancy again and do something like Alibi in the Ashes.
Okay, so here's the problem, though. You know that, like, that means that, like, somebody has to die or something needs to be set on fire or somebody, like, has to be... So, I don't know. It seems a little sinister. Maybe... Wait a second. Who are you?
And scene. I know Bess has a big fan base, and it's always fun to get to have her in the games because it just adds this other sense of comedy to it. So I really hope she comes back.
Yeah, me too. I mean, she's delightful to play. It's always a pleasure to play her, and yeah, I would love to. I just haven't heard anything for a while. So
well, let's cross our fingers.
Yep, fingers crossed.
And finally, my last question: if you could describe your overall experience working with Her Interactive and getting the chance to be a part of the Nancy Drew universe, using one word, what word would that be?
Delightful. Just delightful.